welcome back to A Life Refurbished. I scored this guy at the secondhand store. I paid around $55 for it because it was discount day. As soon as I saw that this was made out of solid wood all throughout, I was like, I have to take it home. I want to do a couple things to make it look more updated. One of it is cut the base, make it look a little bit straighter. I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna go for a lighter skin color or maybe a rich brown. So don't go anywhere and stick around for today's makeover.
As you can see, today's project comes with a lot of scratches, but the advantage of working on solid wood pieces is that I can sand away until they are completely gone. One way you can tell that something is made out of solid wood is by turning the piece around and looking in the back. The wood grain should be one solid color and should follow a natural pattern without looking like it's made out of different layers or materials. The rest of the dresser is in excellent condition, which means I don't have to make a lot of repairs. A while back, another refinisher said something about the handles looking like bats. Once you see it, you can't unsee it, so I'm definitely going to be choosing new ones that have a more simple look. I know in the past I've used a couple of handles that are adjustable. This means I'll be able to use the existing hardware holes, which is such a time saver for me.
It doesn't look like it's very dirty, but I'm still just gonna do a quick wipe down with this degreaser from Simple Green.
This step here is gonna get rid of any furniture polish and dirt, since I don't want either one to gum up my sanding sheet. Before cutting the base, I need to do a little bit more inspecting that will determine how I proceed. Every piece is assembled different, so depending on how it's attached, I'll decide if removing it first will be easiest or not.
Since I want to flip the dresser on its side, I want to see how the base is attached. By the way, I number all the drawers, so that always helps out when you're putting things back together. It's a beautiful Ethan Allen piece.
In the past, I usually have had to remove the base completely to be able to make the cuts. I'm not sure that I'm gonna have to do that with this piece. I think if I'm smart enough with my tool, I'm able to cut a 90-degree angle just fine without having to unscrew it. I just had to remove a couple of small pieces so the blade in the jigsaw could have enough space to move back there. As for my cut, it ended up not being a 90-degree cut after all. I ended up changing my mind as I think a smaller angle makes the overall look softer, especially on a long dresser like this one. Now that we have a straight base, I'm getting a little help flipping the dresser because this solid stuff is heavy and I need to tackle the sides now.
So I'm just gonna get rid of this curve and make it look a little bit like straight cut. That way it matches what I did to the base in the front. I wish I was a little taller, you know?
Regarding the design, we're done altering it. I did have to sand the new edges to make sure they were completely straight since my cuts aren't always perfect. But they can also feel rough after cutting, and sanding smooths them out. I kept on sanding the whole surface using 120 grit, which started uncovering this beautiful light color maple wood. I have two confessions to make. The first one is that I love maple wood and I work with this wood many times. The second confession is I get a little anxious with it, as I know it can be challenging to stain evenly. So I guess you can say that maple and I have an anxious attachment style relationship. Like, I like you, but you make me anxious at the same time. Since it's always better to stay optimistic, I'm hoping she behaves today. To give the maple the best chance at taking the stain evenly, I'm applying a coat of pre-stain, which is going to help with it. Before that, I need to make sure the surface is dust-free, and for this part, I poured a spoon of a TSP alternate into a bucket of water and started cleaning. I'm using this premium oil-based pre-stain from Minwax. It makes sure to give this new can a good mix first, and then using a sponge brush, I apply it all over. I'm going to let the wood absorb it for 15 to 15 minutes, as it is recommended in the can, before wiping away the excess with a clean, dry cloth.
I will carry you on my shoulders as long as I'm able. Scare the monsters under your bed. Deep and abiding. Liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do everything I can for you.
After letting the pre-stain absorb for 15 minutes, here is where I start wiping away the excess and noticing some unevenness. On the inside, I'm hoping that regardless of how the pre-stain is drying, the stain will be absorbed just fine. According to the instructions in the can for the pre-stain, it says to stain within 2 hours after applying it, and it's been about half hour. The way things are looking, it's making me a little worried. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but there are parts of the grain that look darker than others, and sometimes a little more sanding helps minimize this. But again, let's just hope that the wood takes on the stain evenly. That's kind of the biggest thing right now. We're gonna use both these Early American Simply White. I'll be applying the stain with these foam brushes. 2 different sponges, one for each color. The sponges are gonna help me blend both colors together. All right, let's get going. In this first drawer, I overlapped the stains and started blending, but the color wasn't what I was looking for, so I went back and applied the Early American brown color while the stain was still wet, and I'm going to wait and see how that drawer dries. For this second drawer, I tested out just applying the white stain and then Early American on top. There you go. I like that. Okay. Let's do that then. Sometimes it takes a little bit of playing around with a couple stain colors and blending them, but since I like the second blending mix the best, I'm gonna be repeating the process all throughout. If you do furniture refinishing as a side hustle or a business, I find that blending stain colors is a great way to bring uniqueness to a piece. Buyers find it attractive and really appreciate the originality, therefore are willing to pay more for it. I can confidently say that I can get $100 more when I use 2 different stain colors that are blended versus just one single color. So I want to share with you guys 2 things that happened yesterday. Well, after I was done staining the dresser, I realized this is way lighter than I want it to be. So I need to figure something out. And then we went outside during the night and saw northern lights that were stunningly beautiful. Today, next morning, even though I'm wearing the same clothes, I promise I took a shower. I realized that I wanted to try to layer one more brown color stain. I tried the color Spice Walnut from General Finishes. You can tell that this drawer looks darker and I really, really love how it's looking. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply a coat to the entire dresser today. I really want these projects to take my breath and yours away when I'm all done with it. So let's get to it. Again, I'm using Spice Walnut. This is from General Finishes. Friends, perhaps you might be thinking, how is she adding yet another layer of stain? Because that pushes our finish line for at least an extra day. But if that means that the piece is going to turn out how I pictured it, in my opinion, it's worth it. Besides, I'm having too much fun doing this, so why not? Also, with an extra darker layer on top, as you wipe it off, you're going to start seeing the different tones from the lighter stain colors underneath it, and it just turns into this very beautiful finish. I'm going to be sharing too how much I made out of this furniture makeover, because remember, Luna ate a piece of a towel that ended up in a surgery that cost $6,000, which right now I'm flipping furniture to pay that credit card off. So thank you for any sort of engagement, for your thumbs up. Let's finish this project. Luna, where are you going? Come here. Am I gonna have to put you in the kennel, girl? Huh? You wanna go to the kennel, Luna? By the way, these are the instructions that I was given by the vet. We really have to keep a close eye on Luna. Oh my goodness, she's always getting in trouble. But you know what's not gonna be getting in trouble? This new finish, because we're going to protect the life out of it by wiping on 3 thin coats of this very durable oil-based product. I like to use it on stained pieces. It's Arm-R Seal. When using, it's important not to over wipe it. If you do and start seeing bubbles, just let them dry, lightly sand afterwards, and apply again. And I apologize in advance because I forgot to record myself adding some pretty cute hardware, but we're almost to the finish line. Here is how our $50 thrifted dresser looked. And check him out now. He's definitely refreshed, ready for today's home. He sold within a couple of days. I'm not surprised. Let me know what you think of today's makeover in the comments, and wait for a profit breakdown at the end. I will see you guys next time.